Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. Welcome back to another multi-genre month. This is going to be a regular review. This is a fantasy adventure drama remake done by, yes, Disney. Yes, this is one of their remakes that came out in 2019. But this one is not the worst. I know a lot of people said this is the worst one. Did they see the other three remakes that came out in 2019, like Aladdin, The Lion King, and Lady and the Tramp, which I've heard mixed things on it too. No, this is the 2019 remake of live action remake of Dumbo. Yeah, the animated classic from 1941. That one I do like the original. Let me make this clear. The original Dumbo was a classic from the 1940s. It was cute. It was colorful. It had its dark moments and weird moments when he's drunk, and also the racist crows in it. But in this version, there's not none of that. That's completely taken out. There's nods to the original in this version, but it's not every second as a memory buried. Remember this from the original? Remember this? Yes, I do remember the original. I saw the original when I was a kid. And I like that this is a Tim Burton movie, and it takes some risks. That's what I didn't get from Spin last week when on the Disney Channel. They didn't take risk. It was just a very safe movie. This movie took some risks with a lot of the danger in the movie, with what happens to Dumbo and his mother, just like in the original. And also they took a risk with the casting, mostly. I think some of the casting is kind of weak, but the film stars Colin Farrell. Yeah, he's the father of the movie. Of these two kids, but I'll get to them. Michael Keaton, who plays a really good villain in this, he's always a good villain. I mean, he was a great villain in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Danny DeVito, who's the main ringmaster of the circus, the Medici brothers circus in the film. He's great. He's always good to watch. He's a lot of fun. Eva Green, she's lovely in the film. I'm not going to say too much. I know Josh likes her. Alan Arkin, he's a good actor. He's always dependable. I love him in The Rocketeer. He's a really good actor. I'm glad to see him there. Yeah, it follows a family that works as a failing traveling circus as they encounter a baby elephant with extremely large ears, was capable of flying. And in this version, he already has the big ears. He doesn't blow his nose and then his ears turn big, like in the original. It's not a knockoff of that. And Aaron Kruger wrote the script. He did way worse than this. He did the two Transformer sequels. Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction, which are way longer than this, and it was way more painful. This movie was an hour and 12 minutes, 112 minutes. No, without the end credits, it's an hour and 44, right on the button. So it's under 2 hours. It's way shorter than a lot of those other Disney remakes. I think the casting is well done, mostly. Like I said, the actors that I mentioned, the big name actors that were in it. It got mixed reviews, but compared to some of the other remakes that came out that year and before that, it's not as bad as that. Also, Colin Farrell's from Kentucky. He has some weird Southern accent. That's the only thing I didn't care about with his performance. Everybody else is fine. Well, I'll get to that. You have the Rongo the Strongman, played by Obia Opari. I never heard of him. He's a British actor, of course. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. Uh, you have a bunch of Lucy DeVito makes a cameo. That's Danny DeVito's daughter. The film came out in March of 2011, 2019, the same month as Captain Marvel. So it was no way this was going to make $1 billion. But it didn't have to. It did what it did. It charmed me. I don't hate this movie like a lot of critics did. It made about 353 million. That's more than what Suicide Squad's going to do this year, and that's more than what Onward made last year. So it's not the biggest failure Disney's ever done. And it says, "Oh, it failed to match the success of the fellow live action remakes because it's not a carbon copy. If you give us the same freaking thing, people will go see it for whatever baffling reason, like The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Mulan. They're just carbon copies of the original. They're the same stories, just made longer, and they're over 2 hours long, and then they don't add anything to the original. This does its own thing. It's not a carbon copy. In the original, there was no French girl on Dumbo. In the original, there were no kids. In the original, they had talking animals. A couple of them, the birds and the mouse. Dumbo didn't talk in the original. This one, the CGI looks cute on Dumbo. Is large, friendly eyes and those big ears and a lot of. It's charming. It's not the worst thing ever. And the Burton darkness worked for him. because Burton does dark and whimsical like no other director can. Zack Snyder can do dark, he can't do whimsical. Freaking Peter Jackson, he can do it sometimes, but sometimes he fails. Like his movies are just too long. James Cameron hasn't made a good movie that's whimsical since I don't even know. Probably I'll just say Terminator 2 in a dark, twisted kind of sci-fi-ish way. But yeah, at least Burton still got it. I think his style worked for this movie. I like the look of the film. I like the art direction and the effects and the visuals. The look of the film. The biggest issue for me in this movie is those two freaking kids. Oh my god. Yeah, Finley Hobbins and as Joe Ferrier and Nico Barker. Yes, the daughter of freaking Tandy Newton. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care if they're kids. These kids sucked in the movie. They have way too much dialogue. You could have given that to any other actor. They're inexperienced. The girl's a robot. The whole movie, she's like this. Oh no, Dumbo's flying. She's a robot, just like Binto was in Black Widow. And the kid is just he's trying to be whimsical, but I'm like, dude, Harry Potter came out 20 years ago, and Daniel Radcliffe can act better than you. And so can Ron, and so can freaking Rupert Grint and Emma Watson. I give them credit because they made those movies work. These kids are not in the same league as the kids from Harry Potter, or the kids in Honey I Shrunk the Kids, or the kids from freaking Shazam. They can act circles around these little bastards. Oh, because they're British? No, because they can't act. They have the same expression on their faces, and there's too much dialogue with them. Cut the kids out, the movie would be a lot shorter. There you go. If you want to cut something out, the original didn't need kids, and for a reason. You needed kids in the audience to enjoy Dumbo's antics in the circus. They focus more on the circus in this one. Like in the original, there's a lot more here, and I liked it for what it is. But besides those two little bastards, which I wish were not in the movie, it's still a very colorful, dark, but entertaining movie, and it's not going to offend families. There's nothing racist in it like Glory Road, and also it's short. An hour and 44 is a lot easier to get through than 2 hours and 20 minutes, give or take. It's just less successful, this and the Peach Dragon remake, because they're not carbon copies. Well, the remake is going to remind you of the original. They do the Pink Elephants on Parade thing, but he's not drunk this time. It's like a bubble show, and they have the baby song from the original, and also there's a lot of wit and dialogue from the original, but it's not beat for beat the same freaking thing. Disney, don't give me the same thing. I don't want a Hercules remake. I don't want a Little Mermaid remake. I don't want a remake of Robin Hood and Peter Pan. I don't need any more. You've done enough. You've already have been on my shit list this year for remaking the same things, doing the same freaking movies again and again and again. At least with this one, it was different than the original. And they said Dumbo's barely in the movie. He's a CGI character that doesn't talk. It's not like an animal can carry a whole movie by himself. You need a few human characters that were fun to watch. I like Keaton. I like Danny DeVito. I like Alan Arkin. Eva Green's nice to look at. Colin Farrell is trying. Those two little kids, snap them away because they can't act. The kids in Deadpool, not Deadpool, the kids in freaking Infinity War and Endgame were better than this. The little girl that played Gamora in Infinity War, I didn't forget about her. Way better actress in this little bint. And also the kid, Tony Stark's daughter in Endgame. Way better. And then she was the one that got shit on. I don't get it, guys. Disney's a double standard. You know how they are. They want to be whimsical and colorful and family friendly, but then they want to do these remakes and dark stuff that should not be on Disney Plus. This is fine. On Disney Plus, your kids can watch it. They'll be entertained. It is a good film for families. It's not offensive at all. It didn't offend me. The one thing I don't like what they do to the animals is, mistreat them. That was in the original, people. So don't say that was added. That was in the original, where they mistreated Dumbo and the mom. But here's the thing. I really enjoyed this. For what it could have been a lot freaking worse. And considering the movies I sat through this year and last year, this movie did me a favor. It reduced my stress after yesterday. I had that abysmal movie I saw, Vanquish, which is the worst thing I've seen all year, no matter where I saw it. This is a way better. At least it has a plot. At least it has a likable, lead character, a CG character that I liked when he got free at the end and goes to Indians flying through these beautiful freaking jungle with the other elephants. It's CG, but it didn't bother me. This is way better than Doolittle. I can assure you of that. because that was just talking animals that won't shut the fuck up. Here, the animals are really cute, and they do what they have to do. The monkey and the werewolf and the crocodile and the birds and the horses, they do their job. I'd rather watch this any day than Rise of Skywalker. There, I said it. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep this short. Thanks for watching my videos, supporting me. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'm gonna leave it open for everybody except for trolls. This is not the worst remake that Disney's done. I know the original's better, but this is not a bad follow up. I'd rather get this than a bad sequel, which luckily Dumbo never got one. So thanks for watching, guys. Later.